We just hit the intake section where you can go ahead and do visitation and all the rest of the stuff, and I gotta be honest, it's a good thing I don't have to visit anybody because I really wouldn't want to have to talk to that guy right there. He does not seem like he's very happy. As you can see, the door is open. It's really cold in here, and I've got my digital thermometer, so I'm gonna go ahead and temp the floor real quick. Yeah, 44.7 degrees Fahrenheit. So just to give you an idea, you know how jails work and a whole bunch of stuff like that. That right there was your visitation room. Notice it's chain link. The bottom was sealed off so they couldn't pass contraband underneath and all kinds of cool stuff like that. But in the meantime, let's go check out the warden's office, shall we? Oh man, so if you notice around here, the size of the bars and everything that are in this place, I mean, we're talking like old school. Really, really old school, okay? But in the meantime, you got the warden's office right up over here. A little bit of information on the wall for you. This is the sheriff's and the chief, captain, guards, all that stuff. This is their primary office, and then in there is the warden's office. There's some really, really, really interesting, and I mean really interesting stuff about that guy right there. But I'm going to show you something cool because this is actually important, okay? You're really going to want to pay attention to this because I'm going to show you something a little bit later in the video that has something to do with this. Yeah, that's a bazooka. Yeah, it's a bazooka, okay? Along with a couple of other guard weapons and stuff like that. Those were some of the weapons that the guards carried throughout this place. Tons of secret tunnels, tons of walkways and stuff like that above the walls, and just all kinds of really cool stuff in this place. There's another section right over here that shows a little bit more. You can see that right there. I mean, like I said, this place is loaded with a whole bunch of really cool history and stuff like that, so you honestly really got to come check it out. This is just the part that you walk into that I'm going to show you. I'm not really going to show you much else in this particular section, and I'm not really going to give you any information on it. I'm just going to show you what it looks like, all right? So we're going to finish looping around here, and then after that, we're probably off to the cell blocks, all right? So I'll see you guys in a bit. So, Gladys Lightfoot, interesting story about her. You'll have to come here to find it out. Honestly, I'm not going to tell you. Like I said, I really want everybody to have their own experience here, because if I give it all away, that just defeats the point of actually coming to a museum, right guys? But anyway, I think they actually made this person after her. Yeah, coffee in one hand, donut in the other, and a little itty bitty dog on her lap. This is the telephone exchange and mail room, all right? So, other than that, off to the cells. I'll see you guys in a bit. Well, that was the one section where visitation and all that stuff was, and the mail office and all that. And as you can see behind me, there is the one building with bars everywhere. And then we're coming up on the brick building. This is the cell house. Now, sorry guys, this is going to be the ultimate teaser because I'm going to show you a little bit here and there. There's actually some very sensitive material on the inside that they asked me not to try to film or even access in any way. And I didn't get a chance because of the weather to meet with the manager of this place to gain special access. Basically, that would have been special access into the sections that are actually part of other tours. So it really would have been an awesome thing, but that's okay. I told him it wasn't necessary, so if I didn't get to do it, it was no big deal because my primary focus was the prison itself. And as you can see, how would you guys like to be stuck in here having to look at this? This is nuts. And to be completely honest, that fence back there has a line on the ground. That line on the ground was a no pass zone. If you were an inmate and you passed that line, the guards were authorized to shoot and kill you. Just to let you know that, all right? Other than that, into the cell houses. We'll see you in a second. Going, guys. Well, I just figured I'd walk back over here and I wanted to show you that line right there, okay? That line right there, if you were an inmate, you were not allowed to cross because the guards in that tower right behind me were authorized to shoot and kill on sight, all right? So, we're gonna go back and finish off our tour. I figured I'd run back here real quick and just kind of show you that line. That way you're not confused about what I was talking about and where it was at, all right? So I'll see you guys in a second when I get to the next section. All right, everybody. Well, if you saw my teaser video, this is one of the isolation sections of the prison. Like I said, I'm not going to take you into this one. This one's East Siberia. I'm actually going to take you into West Siberia. They're different, okay? And that's why I'm taking you into one of them, not both. But as you can see, this place was built like a castle. I mean, honestly, quality. This building was built, I think, in 1912 or something like that, right, honey?
1912.
It was built in 1912. Now, this building was not damaged by an earthquake. I just want to let you know that because I've got some stuff coming up here that I'm going to ask you and see if you can figure it out. But welcome to West Siberia, okay? As you can see, giant bars behind me. This was not a big room at all, and as you can see, it is really, really dark in here, which is kind of cool. I'm going to flip around this way. There's the secret passage in my teaser video. So, this is what it looked like, and honestly, big, big bars, okay? Massive bars. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this. So I really recommend that if you're going to come here and you're going to check this out, bring a flashlight and make sure it's okay for you to be able to use a flashlight in here, okay? Because like I said, you can't really even see into the cells very well. I'll even turn you to one right now, and as you can see, you can't see in them very well, all right? So that's kind of the mysteriousness of this tour. That's why you got to come check it out for yourself. I'll give you one more quick view. There you go. That was only half the cell, by the way. So, other than that, I'm on to the next section, and I got a little bit of trivia for you right coming up on what happened, all right? So, I'll see you guys in a second. How's it going, guys? So, remember that bazooka that I showed you? Take a look at that building. Kind of makes you wonder what happened and why there's actually a bazooka on display in the prison, right? I'm going to go ahead and give you a really good look at that. I cannot go out into the grass. They're very, very, very picky about stuff like this. You have to stay on the walkways. If you have to, pause the video, because if you look all the way up on the top, and I'll give you another angle a little bit later on, man, I'd like you to figure out how that damage got there. That is totally nuts. But in the meantime, I figured I'd show that because it is kind of hard to see from other angles, but I'm going to go ahead and tuck you in right here. Take a really good look at that, because you can see up at the crown, there's another impact site of something. It's up to you to guess what it is. Why don't you leave it down in the comments down below. Well, I'm out in the main prison yard, and as you can see, there is the cell house behind me. Now down over there, that was the original cell house. It got demolished due to damage in the 1959 earthquake. Now, that building back there with that trivia, like I said, was not damaged by the earthquake. So it's up to you to either come out here or take a guess, okay? I'm not gonna tell you. I'll tell you what, it was totally cool and something you would not expect. But that's up to you guys, all right? So, in the meantime, I just wanted to let you know, they actually reconstructed a building on that pad back there that turned out to be a rec center and some other stuff or something like that. And then when they built the new prison, which isn't that far away from here, they went ahead and relocated that building because it was just easy to do so. So, in the meantime, the women's section. Nice bars, right? So I'm going to take you around this way, and I'm just basically going to show you how big the women's prison building actually was. As you can see, there was no way for the guys to get over this wall to get to the ladies, and there was no way for the ladies to get out to the guys or out to freedom. But take a look at this, okay? Because you'll notice the wall changes, all right? And yeah, that's literally how big that building is. It's pretty much almost squared out at that size, okay? So you see how the walls are different right there? Now keep in mind that's all poured concrete, unlike the granite that's next to me on the primary prison wall. So I'm going to give you a little peek just to the inside, but I'm not gonna walk you in. This is one of the ones that I'm gonna keep a secret, and you know why. But I'm pretty sure this building obviously is newer, but I don't really know what it was. So this over here, as you can see, this was the entrance to the women's side, okay? And there were other bars over there too, and you'll have to come check this out because I'll be completely honest with you, the conditions in here are nothing like the conditions over there. As a matter of fact, if you ask my opinion, I'd say the women's side was way worse, okay? Especially when it came to living conditions. But in the meantime, we're gonna take off to another section and I'm gonna show you some more cool stuff and then a little bit of this and a little bit of that. That way it kind of makes you wanna come here and check it out for yourself. And then, if you can't, well, I'm gonna look on YouTube to see if I could do a subscriber only video. If I do a subscriber only video, I will give you a full-blown tour of this place and show you absolutely everything. But you will have to be subscribed. So, while I'm walking across the yard, getting to the next area, I'm gonna go ahead and shut this off, so I'll cue back up in a second, all right? I hope you guys are enjoying the video. What's up, everybody? Let me ask you something. Would you really wanna have to talk or even deal with anybody through these type of bars? I don't think I would either. This happens to be the cell block. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and give you a quick glimpse of what this place looks like. Multiple tiers and a whole bunch of other stuff. Now this actually does have special tour access in it. I hear there's some things in the cells that they're trying to preserve, so you'll have to come check it out for yourself. But just to let you know, right up there, that was one of the main guard offices. And then down there below, there's a whole nother section. Now keep in mind, if you were an inmate that acted up or anything back in the day when this place was operational, they'd probably just shoot you. They wouldn't even tolerate it, okay? That's about how serious this place was. So we're gonna take a quick walk to the other end of the cell block, and I'll show you a tiny little bit, but I'm gonna give you the aerial view, okay? Because I really don't wanna show off too many of the cells. As a matter of fact, I don't wanna show off any of the cells, because that takes away from the whole thing. So, you go ahead and check it out. I'm gonna give you a sky view just like that. That way you can go ahead and see what's up in the air. Oh yeah, there was a lot of them. Now the cool thing about this is if you notice, there's a catwalk up there. That catwalk was for the guards so that they could see all the way around. And then there's a little yellow line on the floor right here. And then you see right here how you can't see above it? Inmates weren't even allowed to be able to pass that yellow line. Anybody who's ever been to jail knows this. You basically gotta walk right here so that you're like, I can't see the guys above me, but the guard can see me to go ahead and take me out if I decide I'm gonna act up or be dumb. All right, so this place, totally awesome. Like I said, you can probably see some of the cell blocks. I'm gonna tilt you upward, just so you don't have a good chance to see inside the cells, because like I said, if I do that, that defeats the whole purpose of you guys coming to check it out, doesn't it? So, I wanted to bring in a drone in here, but you can't, okay? So don't try, all right? Like I said, they're trying to go ahead and preserve some stuff, and like I said, this is a special request to get permission to be able to do this type of video in these places, mostly because the fact that it's a museum, the fact that they're trying to preserve stuff, and if you give everything away, what's the point of other people showing up, right? But how many of you have seen that movie Shawshank Redemption? I know I have. Honey?
Yes, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's a good movie, right? Check this out. Remember when Andy Dufresne escaped through the back of his cell? The old plumbing walkway. You can imagine what guards used to do every once in a while if they were a little bit suspicious. Goes all the way up, just to let you know. And then on top of that, if you look over in this corner over here, there's another purge section. Right here were some of the showers and stuff like that. There's some information about them. There is a self-guided tour on this, so like I said, you will have to come check this out for yourself. It's got a lot of information in it. But in the meantime, we're gonna go on to a couple of other areas now that I've showed you this. I'll go ahead and give you the long view of what it looks like down the cell block. Now keep in mind, these cells are different than the cells on the other side, okay? It's up to you to come here and find out what the difference is, all right? Well, it's like I said, it goes all the way through, all the way up every tour, or every tier of the prison cells. So, anyway, we're gonna go ahead and drop down here. Now, I want you to notice these massive steel doors, okay, behind me, right there. They were able to lock this section. This section actually happens to be a couple of the inmates' amenities areas. Now, over here is the room I didn't want to show you, and I'm still not going to show you. But instead, I'm going to show you a little bit more, and I mean a little bit more, okay? I'm only going to bring you in far enough because, like I said, this room was huge, okay? There's a lot of features in here that are more than what you can see on this video, just to let you know. So you're really going to want to come check it out, okay? But in the meantime, that's the shower conditions. Pretty gnarly, huh? And just like last time, go figure, right? That happens to be the hole. And I'm not taking you in there this time too. All right, sorry guys. Like I said, I'll see if I can make a subscriber-only video and show everything. But in the meantime, you get a little bit more in this one than you do in the other one. I will tell you right now, I think you can see that open cell, but you can't see what the door looks like. So that's about all I'm going to show you about the hole, okay? Now the rest of this place is really, really cool. You can see there's bars everywhere, okay? Giant steel pillars, stuff like that. You come into these next couple of rooms, and there's a whole bunch of other cool stuff, like right over here. This room right here happened to be the barber shop. Ooh. Kind of cool, huh? And then that door just behind me to the right, go ahead and guess. It's in my other video, go ahead and guess. And then in here it was the commissary. Right back there was the kitchen. You see some of the old school tables they had and stuff like that. But honestly, this place is one of those things where I bet you it was really loud in here. From what I understand, the temperatures were always consistent. As far as the towers on the cell house, I hear that they were complaining of heat at the top and freezing at the bottom. So there's more into that, but I'm not going to get into it, all right? So in the meantime, I'm going to go grab a couple of other things and check out a couple of other areas and see if I can show them to you, all right? Well, when you're in prison, every once in a while, you do have a couple of things that you can take advantage of that kind of remind you of outside life. And just behind that chain link fence happens to be one of them. Go ahead and take a guess what it is. Obviously, you can see I cannot get in there. There is another way that I can get in and look at it, but I'm not going to take you down there, mostly because it will spoil it, all right? So, this is pretty much going to wrap up the inside here. I'm going to show you one more thing. Check out this spotlight. That spotlight is awesome, okay? That right there, that was what they used to use on the walls so that they'd go ahead and spot you, all right? So I've got a couple more things to show you, and then after that, that'll pretty much wrap up the video, all right? Let me know what you think, all right? You guys like it? Leave a like on the video, and I'll see you guys in a second when I get to the next section. Well, as you can see, I am on the outside again. There's that building. That's the cell house. There's this building right here that's got a whole bunch of other stuff in it, and then I'm going to show you something. All the way over there where it says maximum security, that's the women's side. I was going to take you over there, but I changed my mind. And the main reason why I changed my mind is because if I take you over there, you pretty much got the whole tour. And I don't want to do that because you have to come see this place for yourself, right, honey?
Yes, definitely have to check it out.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those awesome places that's totally worth the trip. I'm not gonna lie. If they're open, you should come here. I'll show you one more thing. The canteen. Now, if you don't know what the canteen is, you might want to do some research, all right? Honestly. obviously. Steel shutters on the walls. I'm out in the prison yard right now. As a matter of fact, there's staircases and a whole bunch of stuff around me. And then on top of that, I'm going to show you one more cool thing before I sum up this video. I want you to guess what that building was for, all right? Now, I wish I could show you the inside, but I can't. It is permanently closed due to it being a hazard, and I'll show you why on the back when I'm on my way out of here. But in the meantime, I really hope you liked the video. If you did, leave a like on it and share it with a friend, all right? You guys take care. I'll see you next time. And like I say in some of my videos, but not all of them, do me a big favor. Smash that subscribe button. Well, I figured I would queue up real quick just before I show you why this building next to me is closed. And I want you to notice something, okay, into the background. Now, I really think this place is awesome because I think it looks like a castle within a castle, okay? But if you notice that building right there, this slab right here is the old building that was damaged from the earthquake, and they went ahead and demolished it and then built something else, then moved that to the new prison location. But before it was demolished, apparently it was the original something. I'm not going to tell you what. But it did connect to everything else. So as you can see, there still are the bars up top and the bars down low. Those were walkways and entrances and stuff like that to get out of this building into that building. And then that building all goes into the cell house and all the rest of the stuff. So in the meantime, I'm going to show you the back of this one. And I'm going to, wrap up the video from there, all right? So I will see you guys later. And I hope you liked it. Well, like I said, I would show you the damage to the back of the building on one of the reasons why it's permanently closed. There's some other reasons that are some of the primary reasons, but I figured I'd go ahead and give you a peek. See that giant hole in the back? That's one of the reasons why they don't actually have it open, but there is a lot of information about that you're going to have to check out. And honestly, that is going to conclude our prison tour. As you can see, we're back out in the yard with the main cell block house behind us and a bunch of other cool stuff in the other building. But like I said, you have to come here and check that out for yourself. So, do me a favor. Smash that subscribe button, share it with a friend, and we will see you next time, all right? Take care.